Have you ever felt controlled by your bad moods? Have you ever been angry by other people's behavior? Have you ever kept a cold face while something burning inside? I have. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I'm Tonya. The topic I'd like to share with you today is quite general but profound, which is how to be self-negotiable. Frankly speaking, I have found myself overly uneasy and restless since junior high, having no passion for almost everything. Then I encountered a book called Our Inner Conflicts, which was written by psychologist Karen Honey. She sharply indicates that it is an instinct for us human beings to have arguments constantly, ranging from the outer world to our inner world. Feeling weighed down by confusion and depression, I dive into books and films centered on psychology and philosophy. Through this process, I started to reflect on my own experiences and gradually arrived at three key insights. Firstly, acceptance and transformation. This means acknowledging your emotions and finding ways to channel difficult feelings into positive motivation. People who know me often say, I'm good at controlling my moods, and I used to be proud of that, because it made me feel mature and composed. But over time, I noticed my emotion growing quieter, almost numb. I realized then how much effort I had been putting into suppressing them. There are moments when everything inside me seems to boil over, like a hot, overwhelming wave rushing from my chest through my entire body. And when I don't allow myself to release those emotions, they don't simply disappear. They resurface as physical discomfort like stomachaches or sleepless nights. What I've come to understand is that feelings are not meant to be ignored. They are parts of who we are. So now, instead of dismissing them as childish or unimportant, I try to acknowledge them gently without judgment. I've also learned that emotions can be redirected into giving something another try, pursuing a meaningful goal, or taking small steps towards our personal growth. Here's an example from earlier this term. My beloved grandfather left me forever on an ordinary Wednesday. At first, I was completely overcome by grief. But once that initial wave subsided, a clear yet challenging question emerged in my mind. What else can you do besides remaining stuck in sadness? My response was to start getting up early each morning to run 2 kilometers on a school track. Every time I have sweated, embracing the gentle morning breeze and the vibrant chirping of birds, I feel absolutely at peace. Gradually, the grief lifted, and I grew both mentally stronger and physically healthier. Secondly, concentrate on yourself. I had a memorable experience related to this recently. While writing during a quiet study session, I became utterly absorbed in my thoughts. It was as if everything around me faded into the background. Neither passing figures moved, nor any sounds such as flipping books and chatters could distract me at all. When I focus deeply in this way, it feels as if energy flows through my pen, carrying me into a state of calm detachment. I experience something similar when I sing bel canto. Music fills me with a sense of lightness, as if my spirit is being lifted. But why is self-focus so important? It comes down to this. Once we recognize the solitude inherent in life, focusing on ourselves allows us to steer our boat steadily through the storms of life. It's more than a visual. It's that a profile of a person bravely facing down solitude. Think about Santiago, the old fisherman from Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea. Alone on his boat, his hands trembling, but gripping that harpoon, stabbing it into the great shark that symbolized the life's relentless struggles. Thirdly, experience life and create your identities. I was deeply enraptured by this opinion when I met it in the book, Conversations with God. Looking back, I was lucky enough as a child to try many different activities. For instance, I learned Latin dance, oil painting, I learned to play the piano and the flute. Though only the flute became a lasting interest. As I grew older, my passions expanded to include reading, music, photography, and even some extreme sports. My interests are varied, some might say, all over the map. But at times, I wondered whether this exploration was worthwhile, as I'm like a figure child, always eager for the next new thing. During this period of doubt, an unforgettable chat with a close friend had given an impact on me. While talking about books, she said playfully, "You are such a bookworm. Why not step out and live a little more, like what I do?" Books do teach us a lot, it's true, but real understanding comes from living, from doing, from creating our own story. Her words stayed with me and sparked reflection. I began to see that through trying different hobbies, I wasn't just passing time. I was shaping different sides of myself. I can be both adventurous and cautious, emotional and rational, quiet and lively. These aren't contradictions. They are all parts of who I am. And your path doesn't have to look like mine, because each of us has our own path. Whether it is lined with flowers or marked by thorns, whether it is bathed in warm sunlight or swept by howling wind, we are all on a journey towards becoming our true selves. Along the way, only through ongoing experience and conscious creation can we fulfill that. There is no denying that we are struggling, but that is life. A unique, brilliant, meaningful, and charming journey. Don't forget this. It is yourself who will side with you throughout your life. So, let three treasures accompany you to your own fulfillment, which are transformation, concentration, and creation. Let's learn to be self-negotiable and then live a more enjoyable life. Thank you.